Your one video was interesting because you said that you focus on your inner self. The outer issues will be there too. Whatever's on the inside is portrayed on the outside.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And thank you, Johnny, for having me on your podcast today. It's the only journey worth that we really need to take because it's the one to hear right now in this present moment. There's all this chaos in our heads that we've created through time without really even knowing it that we're living by. And it informs without paying attention, it really informs our decisions. It can be anxiety. Most of our the stories in our heads are in our head, and most of the stories in your head are untrue. They're negative, biased, have a negative bias, and they're trying only to keep you stuck in whatever habitual patterns you've developed.
Yeah.
Yet we believe it, right? And
Yeah.
so the only journey to take is out of that chaos in your head into the clarity of your heart, because everything flows from there. Everything else that you want in your life will flow from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And one thing that I love doing if I have the time, and it's called meditation. So I do some meditation, I'll put on some music, and it'll be
Mhm.
soft music, and I work on my breathing. And if I work on my breathing and I slow it down and I'm calm and I relax my muscles, I tend to find that my interactions with people, I'm not as tense. So if I'm calm, I'm relaxed, and I'm talking with someone and I'm not like really aggressive, they're going to feel that and they're going to feel probably a little bit more calm. I like doing things like meditation. Occasionally I do yoga as well. And
Yeah.
working on any kind of problems that you have with your inner being and who you are on the inside and resolving those issues and having positive self-talk, I think is so important. And it can transform you and the way that you think. It can transform the world around you too.
It can transform. I just did a little video that I'm going to put out on Instagram on Wednesday. And if you are feeling out of control, like, with the wildfires in California, I'm in Southern California, and it's
Oh,
just been this emotional roller coaster. And with all the
yeah.
divisiveness in this country right now, you feel like you can't do anything, but you definitely can do something. You can turn in and pay attention to what you're creating. And I love when you talk about meditation. In those moments of peace, when you're relaxed, that's the present moment, right?
Yeah.
That's when you focus on the breath, you only have so much attention. It can either be in the entanglement in your head or in the present moment in the awareness. And when you focus on your breath, it brings you back to that. And meditation, the definition of it actually, Gom in Tibetan, is to become familiar, right? Become familiar with your mind. We live our lives not really knowing what's going on in our heads. So first becoming familiar with it, and then, stepping back and deciding what serves you and what doesn't,
Yeah.
and then creating the new. So
Yeah. And with that, if I'm coaching somebody, I don't think it's necessarily mandatory for somebody that I'm coaching to do meditation, but it can help. And I notice when I do it more frequently, I'm more present in my conversations and I'm more aware and I can listen almost crystal clear, especially if I do it for a long period of time. I used to actually, I would do meditation for really long periods of time, like maybe an hour or 2 hours. That was like the longest that I did it. And you just
Mhm.
become so calm. You're like as calm as a cucumber. And you just want to like, I don't, it's like you're almost like in a wave. That's how I think of it, like in the ocean. And it's a good feeling. But yeah, I like doing that yoga, meditation. And the other thing that I talk about is I think having conversations, not only with a lot of people, but positive conversations with multiple people and finding the right people to have those types of conversations. For instance, I am working with a virtual assistant and I just messaged several of them because I want to have a good one to do outreach for to help me with podcasts.
Mhm.
And if the person's positive, they're optimistic, and they want to talk right away and they're open, I'm completely down for that. So what happens is I found somebody and we're working together and it's a good fit. But it's so difficult to work with someone if they're negative. If they're like if they're just bringing you down. And I think I saw a video of like your ex-husband or whatever and any kind of negative relationships. Like I've dated a few girls that were really controlling and very negative. When
Mhm.
you are away from those types of situations, you could tend to grow way more. Even sometimes being by yourself, I think you can grow, but being around the right people is key. And sometimes in this world, it can be difficult to find the right people to be around because there's a lot of negativity in this world, and there's a lot of people that want to bring you down. If you go after a dream, if you want to be whatever it is, like if you want to be like me, a dating coach, if you want to be a life coach, and you become successful, not everybody's gonna like that. And
That is true. Yeah, and
dealing with the
there's
negatives, I think, is to go beyond that can really be transformational.
yeah, there is a lot of negativity in this world, but and I hate to break the news here, but if there's negative people in your life, it is again reflection of your inside world. My first marriage was mutually manipulative and controlling, right? And so, and I kept running into those kind of people until I looked inside, right? So if you like you seem very calm, right? So you're gonna and when you put it out there, when you put that energy out there, you're going to attract that same kind of energy for people to work with. So if you're finding people in your life that are, I don't know, that are avoidant or gaslighting you or narcissistic or negative in any way, angry, then life is showing you something, right? Again, it's what you have inside and change that, find that. There's when we're young, when we're children, if we don't have a parent to tell us that, hey, this trauma, this pain wasn't your fault, we take it inside as trauma, and then we reinforce it, and that grows as a habit all below our level of awareness. And then we reflect that out on the outside world. If we're not good enough, if we're insecure, and so it's really tapping into those old stories because otherwise you will continue to find these people that I've done it before. You're the dating coach. I could be a divorce coach, right? Three strikes and I'm out. But I know that it was because of my own lack of self-love that I kept creating or attracting these people that couldn't truly love me because they had their own pain, you know?
Yeah. You, to some extent, you are what you attract. Whatever you are, those types of
Mhm.
people are going to be around you
That's right.
regardless. And that's one reason why I get out every day. I just get out and I socialize. And if you're trapped and you're all alone and you're by yourself over a long period of time, I think that could be detrimental as well. So I created a 30-day challenge for
Mhm.
me and for other men. And what they can do is every day just get out, socialize. And what I say is, you don't have to be this cringy, weird guy where you like run up to a bunch of women and just like try to approach them. And that's like uncomfortable, but instead give compliments out. Say something that's maybe a little bit unique. Say something like, for instance, you do have good energy. So I'll say, like, you have good energy and I like that. And just saying stuff like that is
Right.
is very easy to do. But the hard
Yeah.
part is the consistency. So like if someone can be consistent in what they do and they can do it every day, that's
Yeah.
the hardest part in doing that. And
That
that's just
that
same with the bit
yeah.
running a business too.
Yeah, that's everything. Your subconscious mind runs on habits. It's habitual, right? And when you go out there and make those comments and be kind, you're going to meet with resistance if that's not your MO, because your brain's going to be like, hey, this is not the pattern, right? And it will work hard to reject it. So it is consistency, getting familiar with it. Whatever you're familiar with doing, your brain then goes, okay, this is the new pattern, right? So
Yeah.
it's a matter of making that conscious choice to change. And you can do that by going outside, smelling the roses, smiling at people, and it'll feel awkward at first, but eventually, it can become part of who you are. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it's patterns and it builds habits. And those
Yes.
habits can go forth that can transform you in a few months from now. You can look in the future and be like, wow, this is a completely new person I am now because I did these habits and I became even more, my feet were even more planted in the ground of who I am and who I'm becoming. And it just keeps transforming who I am day after day, and it can turn into years. So that's with doing like a 30-day challenge, and you can expand upon that. And it doesn't have to be with socializing with people. It could be something else. It could be, like I said, running a business, or it could be if you want to do it with meditation, which is something I am probably going to go back into. And fortunately, I haven't been doing too much of it lately. There's just so many things, so many plates that I'm spinning. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
something that I'm going to go back into as well and get probably deeper into that.
You can do meditation 1 minute 6 times a day, right? It's actually the 1 or 2 hours is really just training the mind, but it's when you can bring that meditation into your daily life, right? So I have 21 days to clarity. It's 1 minute 6 times a day of making the habit of watching your mind. Because yes, you can go out and create those new habits, but you have to be willing to accept the old patterns that you have and that they will resist and that they will come up and to let them be there instead of fighting them while you're creating the new. Because like a wave in the ocean, if you don't fight them, then it'll just dissipate, right? But if you fight your old patterns and resist them or want them to be different than they are, it's just making them stronger. So it's a journey. Mindfulness is a journey and it can change your life and it's well worth it. But it takes paying attention. So
All right. So if someone is interested in your life coaching, where would they go to? What would they want to check
just
out?
hollymcneil.com, 2 L's in McNeill, Holly, McNeill. There's a free 21-day challenge at the top. If you sign up for that, you get the first day right away. It's just a video every day, and every day you hear a little bit about my teaching, about my kind of journey from the stuck and isolated to as far as you want to go. And it's a good place to start. So that's where I'm at, hollymcneil.com. You can find me at Holly McNeill Official on Instagram or Facebook. So
It's two
thank
L's.
you for
And then if you want to go to
two
my
L's. People always spell I didn't change my last name until I turned
site,
50. And yeah, people always spell it wrong.
if you want to go to my site, just go to joresults.com, and I have a free ebook, and you just put your email in and you can get your, if you're a man and you want to go out and you want to talk to people, you want to socialize, do it more often, you want to get a girlfriend or whatever, just go to that site and put in your email and you get the free ebook, and you can go from
There you
there.
go.
If you like it, you could join my community, which is a monthly community, and it's only 27 bucks a month. That's all it is. It's like the price of 1 mil. All upside, no downside. So that's my end of it there.
There you go. Yeah, I have a community too, the Awareness Hub, $45 a month. But yeah, guys,
Yeah.
go out there, get with Johnny. Sounds like he knows what it sounds like he's got a good head on his shoulders.
And if you like what she says, go to her stuff. And there's two L's in that. And that's the podcast for now. And maybe I'll talk to you soon. Who knows? And
All
this was
right.
nice having you on. And I'll send you the recording as well.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out.